Hi guys, this is teacher Sheila from the Let Reviewer, and today we're going to tackle another topic under General Education English. So before we begin, let's review what a suffix is. A suffix is a morpheme that we add to the end of a root word to create new meaning. In Filipino, we call this hulapi, isang panlapi na nakadikit sa dulo ng salitang gat. Now let's visualize this. Take a look at the word act, for example. This is a standalone word, it means to do something. Kapag dinagdag natin ang prefix, magbabagong meaning nito. It now means to put into law, an act. And then when we add a suffix, we add another layer of meaning. This time we place the word in its past tense. Sa English language, we follow some general spelling rules when adding suffixes, with a few exceptions. Let's start with the first rule, which is the silent E rule. If the root word has a silent E that follows a soft C or soft G, keep the E and then add the appropriate suffix. In our example, we can change peace to peaceable or peaceful. You can also keep the E if the word ends with YE, EE, or OE. Keep the silent E if the suffix begins with a consonant, but drop the E if the suffix begins with a vowel. Sa final Y rule naman, keep the Y if the word ends with a vowel plus Y. Tulad ng delay, magiging delayed. If the suffix starts with an I, keep the Y, as in copying. If the word ends with a consonant plus Y, change the Y to I and then add the suffix. In our example, we changed the word petty to its superlative form, pettiest. For the double consonant rule, if it's a word with one syllable that ends with a short vowel plus a consonant, double the last letter. For example, the word stop, we doubled the letter P and then added ED. If the word has more than one syllable and ends with a vowel and a consonant and the last syllable is stressed, double the letter. If the word has more than one syllable and ends with an L, doblehin ang L before adding the suffix. For example, fulfill becomes fulfillment. The able or able ending rule. Add the suffix able after a complete word or a silent E. Teach can be transformed to teachable. The word like with silent E can become likable. Ginagamit naman natin ang suffix na able for incomplete words, words that can't stand alone, and some words that end with SS tulad ng salitang audible or accessible. Let's move on to AN or EN ending rule. If the word has a hard C or hard G, or it ends with ear or your, you can change the word by adding the suffix ants, ancy, or ant. Example, arrogant has a hard G, you can change it to arrogance or arrogancy. The word clear can be changed to clearance, although walang word na clearant or clearancy. You still have to use the appropriate suffix. To use the suffix N, ent, and nc, the word has to have a soft C or G sound, or end with ID or ERE. So example, emerge ends with a soft G, we can change it to emergent or emergency depending on the context. The ION rule is pretty straightforward. Use the suffix SION if it follows L or S, as with expulsion. Use CIAN for words pertaining to people, and then TION for other words, example, reincarnation. And lastly, we have the plurals. Generally, we add an S to words to form plurals, for words that end in Y and vowels followed by O. We also add S for words that end with a double F. But we can also add ES if the words end with the vowel O or the sound of S, Z, Ch, and Sh, as with potatoes, tomatoes, foxes, and boxes. If the word ends with IF or FE, we change the ending to VES. For example, from knife to knives. Most words will follow this rule, but a handful can also use both S and VS. For example, scarf can be scarfs or scarves, although the latter is more popular. Let's practice. How do you spell opportunely? The correct spelling is OPPORTUNELY. The silent E rule applies, and since the suffix starts with an L, a consonant, we'll keep the E. How do you spell prettiest? The correct way to spell it would be PRETTIEST, following the final Y rule. If the words end with a consonant followed by a Y, change the Y to I, then add the suffix. How do you spell permitted? The correct way to spell it is to double the T, since the word ends with a vowel followed by a consonant. So the correct spelling is PERMITTED. How do you spell deplorable? The correct suffix to use is able, as the root word is a complete standalone word. So the correct spelling is DEPLORABLE. How do you spell mortician? We use the suffix CIAN for words pertaining to people. So the correct spelling is MORTICIAN. How do you spell loaves? We replace the F with VES when turning the word loaf into its plural form. So the correct spelling is LOAVES. Great work, guys. I hope you found this lesson helpful in your review. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to receive updates on future uploads. Thanks for watching and supporting the Letter Reviewer on YouTube.